Hey guys, welcome to Hustle and Homes, the savage secrets of social media savvy real estate agents, the podcast that brings you insights and tips from successful real estate agents who are killing it on social media. Join us as we explore the tactics and strategies these top performing agents use to close deals, build their brands, and connect with clients through social media. So, whether you're a seasoned real estate professional or just starting out, this podcast will provide you with valuable insights and inspiration that help you succeed in the fast paced world of real estate. So, buckle up and get ready to learn from the best of the best in the industry. And today I have my friend Oscar Mata. Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, God. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Matt. Now, Oscar is out of Fresno, California. Wanted to bring him on. He's doing some good things in social media. So, Oscar, why don't you tell us how'd you get started in real estate or being a realtor?
I feel like a lot of times, a lot of us just kind of fall into it, right?
Mhm.
So I had my mom's friend. She's a broker herself, and she was always telling me, "Hey, get your license." And I was going to school at this time. She was telling me, get your license, help me out, and I was always like, yeah, yeah, whatever. I was going to school, right? And then my last year of college, I finished my courses, like I mean, got my license and everything, and then my first 12 months, I did I think 7 deals, and I was like, okay, it's not too bad, right? You start seeing
Mhm.
checks and stuff like that. So once I graduated college, I figured out, why not try this full time? See where it goes. At this time, I mean, I was doing interviews. I was trying to apply for different jobs, and I wasn't getting them. So I figured, okay, well, let me just try this full time, see where it goes, and if it doesn't work out, then I'll just keep looking for a job, right? But yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it started, and I just been doing it ever since 2018. I started.
2018. Okay. And have you been with the same brokerage the whole time?
No, so I joined. So at first, when I first joined, I joined her brokerage. So it was just her and me, doing everything. I didn't really know any other realtors, anything like that. She was very old school, but she taught me a lot. So I mean, I feel like I didn't know the realtor, so I didn't know how to compare myself. I was just kind of head down working. And then once I realized, okay, I want to kind of do more, then I went to another brokerage, stayed there for 2 years, and then 2 years, and then that's where I'm at. Then I moved to where I'm at now, which is a real broker.
Okay, a real broker. Okay. Now, as far as I guess when you first got started, did you jump into social media right then, or were you doing door knocking, or what was your lead generation when you first started?
When I first started, I was doing a lot of open houses. Open houses was the kind of the key for me, just meeting new
Mhm.
people, relating to them. I was pretty much doing a lot of homes where I figured, okay, these are the type of people that I'm gonna be able to relate to because, yeah, I mean, maybe it's nice to do, luxury homes, right? But I don't relate to those people, right? So I want to go to those homes where maybe the people that come in I can relate to because I realized people want to work with people that they like,
Mhm.
right? So yeah, if I could relate to them, I feel like I can maybe have them like me.
Right. And that's the key. And that's the key is to kind of find your niche. People, as they say, like, respect you, and trust you. They're a lot easier to do business with than people that don't like you.
Exactly right, right.
Now, as far as social media, was that something that you were already doing through your personal life, or is that something that you started because you had to do it as a lead generation tactic?
Yeah, so when I first started, I mean, I was like, those secret agents, right? I
Right.
was just kind of doing my own thing. No, nobody knew I was a realtor besides people that were very close to me, if they even didn't know, right? And then once I was at my second brokerage, they were more, savvy in social media and stuff like that. So I just took some tips from them, took some tips from different other people that were doing, good things that I wanted to do as far as, business.
Right.
And I realized, you have to be top of mind, right? Again, going back to who is going to be, where are the people that you want to help. And at that time I was helping a lot of like first time buyers, people that are again my age, people that I can relate to. And a lot of those people were on social media, right? So, and I also don't want to just bombard them with you know um, hey, I do real estate. I don't want to seem like an advertisement, right? I want to make it seem like I'm their friend and that also does real estate. So I started doing a lot of, occasionally I would post like, share memes, right? Something that people could see, because let's say, for example, there's you follow a teacher, right? If they post just teacher memes, they don't have to tell you they're a teacher. You just know, okay, yeah, they're a teacher, right? By posting memes or posting funny things or posting just things that are related to their industry. They don't have to just say, "Hey, I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher. If you wanna learn something, I'm a teacher." Versus, oh look, yeah, this guy's does teaching, right? So again, going back to real estate, it's just posting things that maybe going on with my life, going on with my family. I have two dogs, so posting my dogs. So people again want to go work with people that they like, that they can relate to. um, and again, a lot of my the people I like working with, they are on social media, so it just kind of helps out that way.
It's kind of fit. Now, what's your best platform, business wise?
When I first started, doing social media, Facebook was really good for me.
Uh-huh.
At that time, I would be posting like, any listings that I had, I would post on like those groups, like
Okay.
those people that sell stuff, those groups.
Right.
And I would actually got several good leads from. I mean, you have to filter through a lot, but I ended up closing a couple from there. A lot of uh, maybe two times, three times from those people.
Hmm.
And then maybe in the last 2 years, 3 years, I would say it's now Instagram.
Instagram. Okay. Now, because when I do Instagram, it doesn't seem to get a whole lot of traction. I guess what have you found about Instagram, or what do you think you're doing that gives you traction on Instagram?
So I realized, so I always post things that I like, right? Things that maybe people might want to see. So I
Hmm.
figured, if I would like to see it, then maybe other people would like to see it. So I like to post things like people's faces, people's smiles. So when, let's say, I close a house, I like to take a picture of the family versus just the house, because
Okay.
eventually every house looks the same, right? But if it's a family, maybe somebody that goes into your page sees, hey, I know this person, or hey, I know this other person. If they help them, then they can help me, right? So I realized, something like that, or with if those people that are, they post it on their social media,
Hmm.
they they'll say, hey, thanks, Oscar, or maybe they just tag me or something. Then you are now exposed to those people's, social media people,
Right.
and at that point, your exposure gets a little bigger.
Right. So if I'm understanding you correctly, when you do a closing, instead of taking a picture of the house, you're taking a picture of the person, which makes sense because people do business with people, not
Hmm.
with a house or something like that. So usually what they'll say is that you'll get a better reaction if you post a person versus an item. So it seems like you were incorporating that into your strategy. Now, were you asking your client to repost what you already posted of them on Instagram?
I don't ask them to repost. Some people,
Okay.
they just don't feel comfortable with it, but I do ask all of my clients to, at least give me a review online,
Okay.
whether it's a Google, whether it's Yelp, whether it's on Zillow, all those. I give them links to everything, and I tell them like, hey, if you could just do me with this one favor, it really helps my business, helps my family, and almost everybody is normally happy to do that for you. So I would say, and if they do give me like a review, then at that
Mhm.
point I just find a way to make that into a something to post, right? I make it, put it on Canva, make it a a story, and now people can see, okay, this guy's actually has good reviews, right? So things like that also helps.
Right. So it seems like you're turning that into content. So when you're asking them, like, hey, are you able to give me a review? And like you said, kind of making it easy for them by giving them the links so they don't have to go find it themselves, but giving them the actual links. And then once they do post a review, then you're making that into content, like you said. And I do the same thing as far as putting that on some type of Canva and then posting that. Now, are you posting it just to Instagram or are you posting it to other platforms also?
So things like that, I would post it on Instagram, and then it goes to and it posts to my personal Facebook page. And then if I have like a closing or anything, then I put it on my personal, on my professional Facebook page. So occasionally, I would share, things from my my real estate page to my personal page, but that's on Facebook, right? On Instagram, I only have one Instagram, and that's where I have post all of my personal stuff, all of my real estate stuff, and on Facebook, that's when I kind of just sprinkle, a little bit of everything on there too.
Gotcha. Now, how many followers do you have now on Instagram?
Instagram, I just have a little bit over, I think a little bit over 1,400.
1,400. Okay.
Yeah.
And how many deals would you say that you got from Instagram?
Um, in the last couple months, I mean, I would have to look at my stats, but
Okay.
it's mainly a lot of like people that see me on social, like somebody reposts me, they see me on social media, and then they like maybe a couple months later, that's when they start reaching out, right? So I would say, I mean, maybe 30-40% of my business is
Okay.
social media,
Oh,
whether
wow.
it's
That's
Facebook, Instagram. Mainly it's Instagram though. So mainly
okay.
Instagram, yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, that's a huge percentage. So
Yeah.
you got to be doing other things than just the posting of people during the closing. I mean,
Mhm.
I guess what other things are you doing there on your Instagram, or is it just all organic to where you're just posting stuff that you like, and then at your closing, actually posting the people's picture? Is there anything outside of that that you're doing?
So every time I get a referral for somebody that maybe referred me something. There's also times where maybe I've had a conversation in the past with somebody online that I haven't done a deal with them, but they like the
Mhm.
way I talk to them, or they like the way we were going back and forth, and they end up referring me to somebody that they know, right? So there's times where that happens too. But and every time that I get a referral, I try to send like a little gift of like gratitude to the people that referred it to me, right? So
Okay.
sometimes it'll be like a pack of cookies, or it'll be I don't know, like a gift card or something. So just to kind of show my appreciation for them, they can repost it on their social media, and then I'll repost it just to show like, okay, this guy um, is everywhere. That's where I try to be, right? Where there's certain people where they post me, and then their friends post me, and now to other people that are like, man, this guy is everyone's realtor. So
Right.
that's where the plan is for them to repost me. Whether it's I put a sticker of my social media handles, things like that, so that it's easy to find me and tag me if they would like to do that.
Yeah, and that makes sense. I mean, again, it's all about producing content. I think what happens is a lot of realtors they get stuck on content, and it's really like they're like wearing blinders because it's content all around you. Your business, even if you're at the computer looking up a home, that's content, but it's how you actually package it. And what it sounds like to me, like you're doing, like you said, when you do get a referral, whoever referred you're sending them a gift and you're making that content and hopefully they'll do the same like if you give them maybe like a Starbucks gift card and you're posting it maybe once they get it they'll post it also and kind of refer it back to you so okay
Mhm.
anything else on Instagram I guess other than um the reviews online and repurposing that, sending out gifts. I guess anything else special with Instagram per se?
Yeah, I mean, so there's times people are not going to be, maybe engaging with your stuff at first, whether they just
Hmm.
followed you or they just followed you from other people that reposted you. So what I try to do is whenever when they post something on their story or maybe they post something on their feed, I always try to either, comment or send like a message to them.
Mm,
That way, um, I mean, sometimes the algorithm will see that you're engaging with each other, and you'll show
right.
up first whenever you post something, right? So I just want to I try to be engaging with pretty much everybody that could possibly would like to buy a house, later on, just so
Right.
that they can see whatever I'm posting, and whenever they are ready to buy a house or whenever they need to sell a house, they know who to go to.
Now, and you know what? You brought up an excellent point, because we always think about um, people coming to us, but in social media, you got to think there's an algorithm, and that picks who shows up on your feed. So if you do, like Oscar's saying, if you do comment on other people's photos, or if you DM them, what's going to happen is when they open up their Instagram or Facebook, you're going to be more likely to come up. So you should dedicate some time while you're on social media to connect with people. Meaning what? To comment in their posts, to comment on their pictures, so that they can comment back. So that when they open up uh, their Instagram or they open up their Facebook, then you'll kind of pop up there first, especially for the stories. Are you utilizing stories for Instagram also?
Yeah, that's primarily where I post every day. I try to post every
Okay.
day. Whether it's what I'm doing, whether I'm showing homes or I got a offer accepted or review. That's where I really post most of my content.
Okay. And if you don't use stories, it may not click to you as far as to use stories to reach out, because you're not actually using it. So if you are on Instagram, make sure that you're actually using stories for yourself, number one, but also to comment on other people's stories. And the thing about
Right.
stories in Instagram is super easy, because you're just flipping through people's stories, and I mean, they give you some buttons down there if you want to be super lazy. They give you the heart, the thumbs up, and a couple other buttons. If you just want to click those real fast, go to the
Yeah.
next one. Click those
Right.
real fast, go to the next one.
Yeah, and sometimes that's all it takes, right? I mean, what I try to do is just when I get a new follower or something, I engage with their stuff. That way, it doesn't feel like we're strangers, right? I want to make it seem like we're friends already. Just kind of
Right.
imply that we're already friends. Like if they post, picture of food or something, I'm like, hey, where's that at? That looks delicious, or if they post a picture of, just anything, then I just, you know, I'm sometimes, I mean, I'm genuinely curious about certain things just to see, to start that conversation. And then they'll be like, hey, you do real estate? I had a couple questions. Or because real estate, I feel if they know they're a realtor, real estate just naturally comes up. So if you're talking about just about anything, cars or whatever, then naturally they'll be like, hey, I actually did have a question about buying my first house, or selling my house, or I'm in this situation, can you help me out with this? So naturally I feel real estate will naturally come out, but you just have to kind of sometimes start that conversation.
Yes, and you're totally right, because I always tell people we're like farmers. So we're just planting seeds,
Right.
because there's too many things that go on in a transaction for you to sell somebody to buy a home, or to sell somebody into selling a home. They got to want to do it. They got to be have a certain level of motivation in order to do these transactions. But what you're saying is, I mean, awesome, as far as, because people who are using social media casually, they have maybe one comment or two comments. So if you're on their page regularly commenting, you're going to stand out. And it's called being top of mind. And
Exactly.
that's what we're trying to do in our business, is that when that time comes up that you need a realtor, you're thinking of Khalid or you're thinking of Oscar, and then hey, I can just DM you. I don't have to speak with you. I just need to DM you and say, hey, I got a couple of questions. Um, so that's cool for Instagram. I guess, are there any techniques that you're doing on Facebook?
Facebook, I mean, it's a different type of audience sometimes on Facebook,
Okay.
on Instagram, I feel is a lot of, like kind of like millennials, like younger, people, right? Facebook, I try to be more, again, it just goes back to who your target audience is.
Hmm.
I have a lot of people, again, my age on Facebook, but at the same time, there's not too many people that go on social media, right? I'm on Facebook at least.
Hmm.
So I post more so just about my business on my personal. I have a Facebook real estate page, and I just use that for closings that I have, reviews. Just make those posts, and then on my regular Facebook page where I have my personal page where I have my family, friends, all that. Then I would occasionally also post real estate stuff on there too, just so they don't forget that I want to be top of mind as well.
Right, right, right. Facts, facts. Now, what type of engagement are you getting from your business page on Facebook?
I think I have about like five over 500 like likes or followers on my page. And then like per post, I would say around like 20 something. So it's not a I don't have too much of a um following, I guess you could say, on Facebook, on my
Hmm.
Facebook real estate page. And I don't really get too many leads from there, or inquiries from there, unless I'm
Okay.
doing an ad or something, right? And I realized Facebook ads, I mean, they just you have to filter out through a lot to get something
Right,
good. Most of it, they're looking for, whether it's rentals, or they're looking for, they're not qualified, or they can't buy. It's just I feel like, I mean, for me at least, Instagram has a lot better return
reach.
on investment, reach too. Yeah.
R- Right, right. Yeah, and that's the thing is, I mean, Facebook is kind of the granddaddy at this time. So it's really a pay to play platform. And in order for you to actually get some type of traction, you really need to pay. And you did mention that you do some Facebook ads. I mean, what's been your experience in that realm?
I mean, I get inquiries from that. They just never really go anywhere. Most of the time,
Right.
I mean, I'm still kind of working on it, figuring out how to make it efficient. But
Hmm.
um, yeah, from ads, I don't. I think if I were to if I close something, it might have been just maybe one or two,
Okay.
but mainly most of the closings I've gotten from social media, they all been pretty much organic.
Okay.
On Facebook, the ones that I got from Facebook, they were from me posting on like the those buy and sell pages where I
Right.
posted a new listing I have or something, and somebody
Right.
say, "Hey, I'm interested," or they tag a friend or whatever, and then
Hmm.
just follow. I mean, it all comes down to also to following up. They
Right.
say they're interested, then okay, you know what? I'm going to follow up with you until you buy or sell. But it doesn't stop
Right.
there, right? You have to keep going. Even once they buy and sell, I keep keeping in touch forever.
Right. Now, what's your follow up strategy for these social media leads?
So every depending on where they're at, as far as where they want to look at, if they say they're thinking about buying later on in the year, or they're thinking about buying in the future, then I
Hmm.
try to stay in touch with them every 3 months,
Okay.
just so again, be like, hey, I know you mentioned you wanted to buy later on in the year. How's everything going? Are you still saving money? How are you still working on your credit? Because just to kind of keep them accountable as well. Sometimes people like that. Most times people like that,
Right.
keeping them accountable. And then depending on how that conversation goes, sometimes they're like, yeah, actually, you got me on a good time, or I was actually came across a settlement or something, or maybe it always happens where they're thinking about buying, and later on in the year, and something happens, and now they're able to buy like tomorrow. So it's just keeping up with them, because again, it's possible some you tell them, they say several months from now, and then somebody else comes in when they're the perfect timing, and then all your hard
Exactly.
work goes for nothing. And then you reach out to them at the end of the year, and then you realize like they already have a house. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. No, you got to stay top of mind and persistent because you can
Hmm.
be top of mind, but that day you fall off, they're ready, and then somebody else is the top of mind, and that's who gets picked. Um,
Hmm.
in reference to social media tools, what tools are you using for social media to help your social media engagement?
I don't have anything fancy. I mainly just use
Okay.
like Canva. Canva is like my best friend for
Right.
things as far as that's not, things that I'm posting. Canva, I post a lot of, there.
Mhm.
Um, sometimes there's pictures that don't come out so clear. So I have those editing tools, just making things clear. I want to start making more like video editing. So maybe
Okay.
working on something like that. I'm still kind of working on that. But I used to do like those reels that everybody would, those talking head reels.
Okay.
And I would have an editor. I would just send the video to them. They would chop it up and put captions in there. And at that point, I would just slap on some music and caption and, go from there, just giving tips, right? So I would do that too. But other than that, I don't think I have anything too fancy.
Okay. If you are looking for a video editor, we video. I've used a ton of video editors. I'll send you my link.
Mhm.
But We Video is very intuitive, very user friendly, per se.
Okay.
So it's called We Video, but it's super easy. There is a monthly, you could do a monthly or a yearly cost. But if
Hmm.
people out there are looking for a simple to use editor, I definitely recommend We Video. uh, are there any other platforms that you're looking at? I mean, we got the Instagram, we got the Facebook, any TikTok or YouTube?
When I had those talking head videos, I would put them on TikTok. I would, make the reels on Instagram. I
Okay.
put them on Facebook. So everywhere I was able to put those short form videos, I would put them
Mhm.
everywhere. Things that I like, those posts, like the same post I put on Facebook, I would be doing the same ones like on LinkedIn. Put them on LinkedIn too. Um, Facebook. Um, those are pretty much the main ones I post on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok.
Okay. Gotcha, gotcha. All right, man. Well, it sounds like you kind of flowing there, man. I guess before we wrap this up, um, is there anything maybe that you wanted to share about social media and your social media success that we didn't touch on?
Um, I mean, it really, the money is in the follow up, right? I mean, just
Hmm.
being consistent, right? You
Right.
can be, start posting every day, and not see results until maybe like a whole year later. That's at least that's what happened to me, right? I was before I wasn't posting nothing. I was very, not really posting anything at all. And then
Mhm.
once I realized, okay, you know what, I have to start posting on social media. So I started kind of putting myself out of my comfort zone, making videos, uh, you know, pulling the phone out like, hey, I'm here at my open house. Let me show
Mhm.
you this house. And then I started making videos like that, just feel more comfortable with it. And then you start seeing things differently, right? You start seeing, you know what, I can post this and it's content. Or you're showing homes and you see something odd, or you see something interesting. You're like, hey, look, this is something my people would like to see, right? And then you realize, like, okay, you start seeing things a little differently. So consistency, I feel, is one of the major things that maybe doesn't get talked about enough. Maybe. Um, as far as just posting things. People are at that point just going to be expecting you to be posting something if you're consistent with it.
Right. Awesome. Awesome. Well, I'll let you know what I learned, man, from this definitely awesome interview, man, is that reaching out part. That on social media, making it reaching out on purpose as far as to number one, affect the algorithm, and number two, affect people's heart as far as reaching out to them and letting them know that you do care and letting them know because I think a lot of times we'll get caught up in our own head and we'll see John's post over and over. It's like, hey, I like that post, but and you may even do a like. But the thing about it is, you want to go above and beyond. So they'll see 4 or 5 likes. And the thing about it is the name is on the side, but you may not see everybody who liked, but you'll see 5 or 10 likes versus doing a comment. Yes, the comment takes a little bit longer, but the impact is a lot stronger than just putting a like or putting a heart or putting some type of emoji. Actually, do some type of comment that they have to actually read it, so you can take up mental space when the person sees it, and then hopefully when they looking to buy or sell, that they'll definitely keep you in mind. What you think about that?
No, that's really accurate.
Nice, 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 man. Well, tell the realtors, man, if they do have a deal in Fresno, man, definitely reach out to Oscar, and tell them how they can find you.
Yeah, on Instagram, I'm at underscore Oscar Mata, OSCARMATA. On Facebook, you can find me Oscar Mata slash under realtor, Oscar Mata, same thing. Um, TikTok, I think it's Oscar Mata 5. Um, what else do I got? And LinkedIn, just my name as well, Oscar Mata.
All right, man. Oscar, well, thanks for the time, man. I appreciate you. All the realtors appreciate you out there, man. And again, if y'all do have something in Fresno, man, reach out to Oscar and send him that referral, man. All right, guys, this is Hustle and Homes. And again, every week we're going to bring you the savvy secrets of real estate, social media savvy real estate agents, man. This is Khalid Nathan Aleem. I'm out, y'all.